What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am so excited because baseball is almost back. We got like 12 days. I'm recording this on the 12th, and I think baseball starts on like 24th, 25th, right? Depending on what team you follow. But yeah, it's super exciting. It's been way too long. I've been looking at highlights on Twitter. I've been seeing, trying to keep up who's with what. But yeah, I'm just really excited that baseball is coming. Let's get into it. I am an Angels fan, as you can tell, but I'm also a fan of the MLB. So this video is going to be kind of Angel baseball heavy, so I'm going to start with just the general topics, and then my Angel fans can stick around so we can talk about the Angels like on the second half of the video. First, I want to talk about whether or not there's going to be an asterisk on this season. A lot of people are saying no, a lot of people are saying yes, a lot of people are everywhere in the middle, but look, there is definitely going to be an asterisk on the season, unless my Angels win it. Honestly, I'm kind of split in the middle. A part of me feels like, the 162 games, that's just how baseball is. Like, that's what happens. Like, sometimes you have a good first half, sometimes you have a bad second half, and like, you got to make up some of the second half games to make the playoffs or that type of thing. Like, I just feel like that's normal. Also, with everything going on, like, I'm just happy there's baseball. I don't think it really matters. I just want to see it. I just want to see it happen. I want to see the 60 games. But, yeah, honestly, I feel like it definitely should matter, and I think we should acknowledge it as such, but it definitely will not be as legit if a lot more big players drop out. Like, I know David Price from the Dodgers is gone. I know, I'm blanking on the names, but there's superstars on other teams that have already dropped out. I know Trout was kind of on the fence. I don't know where he stands right now, but I know he's worried because he has a baby on the way, and he wants to make sure that he and his family are safe. So I do think that if more and more superstars drop out, or even really early on in the season, I feel that kind of will not stain it, but we won't make it as legit. I'm not complaining. I'm really excited just to see some baseball, and but yeah, it definitely, I don't think it should have an asterisk, but we should definitely keep into consideration that, hey, this one is different. Like, nothing now is the same, and neither is baseball. But you know what? A win is a win. I will definitely go crazy. I will definitely celebrate if my team won. Now, another factor that I've kind of been thinking of that I don't really hear many people talk about, because maybe it's a non-thing, but I'm just thinking about it because baseball is a mental game, right? So I wonder if not having fans in the stands will affect the players. I think so I've been thinking about this a little bit. I think that the major players, like, your superstars, are going to, do normal, do as expected at least. But I wonder, maybe not. Maybe there's some players that really feed off the fans, and they feed off the energy of when they, get a hit or make a catch or something like that. And maybe that affects them negatively, or maybe it affects them even better. Maybe because they feel like it's spring training or summer camp 2.0, or whatever you want to call it, they have a little bit more, like, less pressure in their minds and perform better. Also, like, a lot of the teams that have young teams, right? A lot of these teams that they have players that are good, they're going to be good, but they're probably not fully developed now. Maybe this is a season where they do really well because they're not coming into a situation where they're seeing a ton of fans, and I just feel like it literally quiets everything down, So I think potentially that could be really good for some young players to have that extra pressure taken off. I don't know. That's just kind of what I think about it. I don't know. What do you think about that? Do you think that matters, like having fans versus no fans? Ohtani, for example, was talking about how, he wanted people to stay quiet for his at-bats. I don't even remember if that was true or whatever. But let's say somebody like him, assume that's true. Maybe some guys like it. Maybe some guys like it more. Maybe they can focus more. I don't know. But I definitely think it'll affect some players, and I'm interested to see the results. Speaking of fans in the stands, a lot of people are talking about pumping noise into the stadium. I know some players don't like it. Some players, I'm sure, like it. I haven't heard them say that, but it's probably a little weird, right? You get a hit, and then you hear like a crowd cheering, but then you don't see anybody. That's got to be weird, but I think that is as close to, I feel like that's a little more normal. For sure, I know they're going to probably have it during the broadcast, so when we're watching the games, we can hear the cheering and stuff, but maybe they don't hear it in the stands. Players who think it's weird might think it's weird because, you get a hit, and then you hear a noise as if there's a crowd cheering. You're like, what's this, like make-believe or whatever? But I don't know. I don't think it's that far stretched. I mean, they are playing a game, after all, a game of baseball, but it's all pretend anyways, in a way. Kind of get what I'm saying? No, maybe do, maybe don't. Oh, and they're also talking about maybe if not that, those loud noises of like fans cheering and stuff, they're talking about having like a white noise of a crowd. So it's just like, a little bit of chatter, maybe like some fake movement. That way there's some sound in the stadium and you can't really hear the other team when they're talking. I think that would be cool. That's a cool medium. I'm kind of for the pumped in music. I mean, it doesn't matter for us because we're going to be watching it on TV anyway, but I don't know. I think it's cool. Also, I recently just saw that they're talking about wearing masks on the field because more and more players are catching that illness that's going around. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I don't know. I think it's cool. It might be kind of difficult. Like I saw Mike Trout wearing like a regular mask running around the bases, and I've ran with a mask on before, and it feels it's uncomfortable. It's hot, it's sweaty, but if that's what we got to do to see baseball, I thank them for doing it, especially if they're going to keep more of them healthy just for their own health and for even our entertainment, right? We want to see as many players as we can on the field. So, yeah, thank you to them if they do it because I know it can't be that easy. I mean, especially for a sport like baseball, you'd think that maybe they're a little more lenient because, you got especially on defense, everybody's kind of separated. In the outfield, on the infield, and they're talking about wearing them on the field. I thought maybe for sure in the dugouts and probably for sure not in the outfield or on the field. But hey, they're talking about wearing them 24/7 on the field. So I don't know. I think that's cool. I think that's really a stand-up move of whoever's going to do that. Keep as many people as safe as possible. And the other thing everybody seems to be talking about, which I kind of want to address, is the scheduling, right? Like some teams got it better, some teams got it worse. So some teams have a lower chance at making the playoffs than they did with the regular schedule that they had coming into the season with the original schedule. But I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see a couple of things. I think we're getting more interleague play, right? So what? So I think we can see more A's and Giants, more Angels, Dodgers, White Sox and Cubbies, Yankees and Mets, that type of thing. I think that's really exciting. I think that's fun. If you're from that city, you want to see the other. You want to build that rivalry. It makes it more fun. So yeah, I think I'm excited for that. I'm also excited to see if this will change. Maybe not excited because I want to see the changes, but I'm interested to see if this will change anything long term, right? Like maybe we end up really liking the universal DH, and because it got introduced to us this season, we're with it. Or maybe we get rid of the traditional leagues, right? I don't know, and maybe that'll lead to a more fair schedule, right? So that almost more people play more people. That way we're not always, fighting within our divisions, and some people have really tough divisions and some people have easy divisions. I think, that there is potential to make a more fair schedule, or maybe even in an extra inning you have a runner on second. I know they've been trying to do that because the minor leagues has been doing that for a long time. I don't know, but I'm excited to see what changes are going to be made in the future, if any, because I bet I feel like there's going to be something we're going to learn from all this. Regardless of any of it, guys, I'm just really excited baseball is back. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Maybe. Hopefully we can at least get a couple games in if, worse comes to worse and they got to shut the whole thing down. But anyway, that's the end of the general baseball talk. If you don't care about the Angels, I'll catch you in the next one. If you do care about the Angels, let's talk some stuff. Okay, thing number one. First of all, it sucks, man. We are stuck at Oakland again for like the fourth time back to back on opening day. That's a super bummer. What's up with that? I hope that this next season coming up, I gotta check. They come with a schedule, but we gotta have one at home finally for once, man. It's been so long. So that's that. I just want to say, if you're bummed, I'm right here with you. I don't know if you guys saw, but Angels have the toughest schedule for the shortened 60-game season, which is a huge bummer. But it's not that much of a huge bummer because we have a better chance at making the playoffs. We have an easier road than we originally had in a 162-game season. So go figure, right? We got the hardest schedule, but we still end up having an easier time than if we would have just gone with the regular schedule. So I don't know if that means we would have had the hardest schedule either way, but that's that. So I wanted to throw that out there. Another thing I wanted to kind of throw out there too is a little thing I just recently saw. It was Dylan Hernandez from the LA Times wrote an article about Pujols, a little Pujols update. He's saying, remember, Pujols I think has this season and next season, and then he's done. So if he doesn't get re-signed or go somewhere else, he's gonna fall short from, like, you know, the most home runs, like getting higher on that list, or RBIs or stuff like that. So he has a lot of milestones he could hit, but this shortened season is obviously he's gonna take a hit there. So he's been asked a lot about that, and he just stays focused. He makes it seem like he doesn't care about it. He's like, hey, look, this is about, I don't know what these people don't get, but it's about the Angels organization and getting to the playoffs. And he says he feels really good because this is a second consecutive year where he doesn't come into the season with surgeries. So he's saying he feels really good. He's saying he's super passionate. Granted, he is an older dude. We all know that. But hey, second consecutive season without surgeries, maybe it'll help him, especially in a shortened season. I want to see him. I mean, Pujols, I know people, I'm not ignorant to people who think he's like an old man who's holding the team down. But look, man, if anybody's going to have something in them, even as they're older, it's going to be Pujols. So I hope we get to see something from him. I like to hear what he's saying about, you know, it's about winning, it's about that. And he says, you know, maybe his leadership could help, because he says the team that's going to have the advantage in this season is a team that's going to come in physically and mentally ready for the playoffs, because he's making it sound like we're starting at the playoffs. You know, it's 60 games. You got to be ready to go. And I'm also curious what you guys think about La Stella. Do you guys think he'll be able to recreate what he did last season? Or do you think it was just like a one-off? Do you think he'll maybe fall off a little bit but still do pretty good? Or will he have an even better season in a 60-game season? I don't know. I'm just excited because, look, if La Stella can pull off what he did last season, I mean, the lineup is already stacked. You know, I go to bed dreaming about that lineup every day. But, you know, that's besides the point. On a downer, this is like the last thing I had on the list to talk about, but I saw a tweet like early on where they were saying Angels haven't done well in the first 60 games of any season for a while. So that's looking like a big negative, and I want to know if any of you are watching this, what you thought about that. But yeah, you know what? We'll see. And I didn't want to end on a downer, so you know what? I'm going to say, look, let's not end on a bad note. 3 words. Are these words, last names? Trout, Rendon, Ohtani. Okay. I got to see it once during spring training, and it was super exciting. I think they all got on base. I think. But it's still exciting. And that's not even including, like I said, if La Stella gets hot, Post is, you know, showing some more life than he has in previous years. And if Upton can, a lot of ifs. Not good if you're saying a lot of ifs. But they're not completely out of the box, because La Stella did really good last season. I don't think Pujols deserves all the trash talk he gets, personally. And Upton, I mean, we don't know. Upton might come back pretty good, because he started off injured last season during the first half. So, yeah, and not to mention, what if Adele comes up, you know? I don't know. That's another question. I wonder if we're going to use Adele at all. Super exciting. Fletcher, Simba has great potential to be a great hitter. Look, it's just really exciting. Offense is going to be off the chain. I am excited to get baseball back. I'm sure all of you are too. Anyway, I just wanted to get something quick, something out there, because it's been a while since I made a video on this channel. But that's that. I'm super excited. I hope we can play the 60 games. But if not, I'll be grateful for anything we get. I've been grateful for you watching these spring training bombs that I've seen. But anyway, that's it for today. If you like the video, don't forget to like it. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, I'll throw an Amazon link in the description down below or the comments. Basically, you click on that, you buy something. It doesn't cost you anything, but I get a little kickback. Like, hey, this guy sent him, throw this guy some peanuts. But anyway, that's it. Let's go Halos.